Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. So today we are ranking cream blushes because spring is upon us. And I know for me, I tend to like to wear my cream products in the spring and then the summer months. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I really appreciate you doing that and spending some time with me. If you are new to my channel, I'd love for you to consider joining my channel and subscribing. And let's just get right into the video. So starting out with the number 5 spot. This is the easiest one out of all 4 of these because based on what I like with blushes, this one doesn't truly meet that criteria, but it's still nice. And so coming in at number 5 is going to be the Merit Flush Balm Cream Blush. This does retail for $28 and it does come in 5 shades. So I recently did a video where I applied some Merit products. I think it was my trying new makeup products video. And I applied this particular blush, and their description of this blush is so accurate. It is a translucent veil of color. And that's what it is. So I picked up the shade Beverly Hills, which is a soft peach shade. And so as you can see with this particular blush, it's a beautiful color. It definitely has a balmy-like formula, and it is translucent. So for me, I like my blush to stand out. I want you to see the color. I want to actually have to tone it down because a lot of times blush is the first product to wear off the face. So I like for my blush to have an impact early on so that at the end of the day, we can still see it. With this particular blush, because it's a balm-like formula, it's going to show on the skin sheer. And no matter how much you build it up, so as you see, I'm rubbing it in, I'm not gonna really get too much more intensity in terms of its shade because the formulation was not created for that. So this particular blush is going to be excellent for someone who really does like that flush of color. Like, I don't want anything too intense, but I want something that's gonna be, you know, that will provide some color, add a little radiance to my cheeks, and I'm good. This blush is perfect for that person. Do not apply it directly to the face. Like, don't take the balm and directly apply it to the face. If you have foundation underneath, it will pick that joker right up. You have to use a stippling brush or use your finger and then tap it in. If you're like me and you like more intense color, then this would not be a blush that you're gonna reach for on the daily. I think this is pretty. I would probably reach for it, you know, for just very light makeup days. But then I also have other blushes that I prefer more for that anyway. So I would say if you're like that, you know, pass on this particular product because there are other blushes within this roundup that meet my needs a little more, that are flexible enough in how I apply them. If I could say, I can get more bang for my buck because I know I'm gonna reach for it more. Now, some highlights for this blush that also might influence your decision based on your makeup preferences. It's vegan, fragrance-free, the packaging is recyclable, it's cruelty-free, it has a radiant finish, and it's a clean brand at Sephora, Merit. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have the Lilah B. These are the Divine Duo Lip and Cheek products. So these products retail for $46 and they come in 5 shades as well. And Lilah B was really kind and gifted me all of these particular cream blushes last year, I wanna say like summertime. And I actually really do like these. So they're coming in at number 4 because the other products that are above them, in my opinion, are just better. But I really do like this formulation. So I have 4 shades, and there are more shades on the Lilah B website compared to the ones that I have. And then I also don't have all of the shades on the Sephora website. So I'm gonna swatch the ones that I do have. That will give you an idea of what the consistency is. So we have Be Fearless, Be True. And just to let you know, Be Fearless is described as a true red and Be True is described as a mauve pink. Then we have Be Memorable, which is described as a wine color. Lastly, we have Be Sassy, which is described as a bright pink. So these are the Lilah B lip and cheek duos that I have. And as the name implies, you can use these on the lips or the cheeks. And with this particular formulation, sorry, my swatches are not the best, but as you can see, the formula of the cream product is definitely thicker and it is a lot more dry. It is not one of those like emollient types of cream blushes or cream products. I do believe that the product formulation is going to be a little bit more dry because you can use it on your lips as well as the cheeks. So when I apply these, I typically will apply them with my fingers, or I will take a brush like my Refer 17 brush, my Holy Grail brush for applying any of my cream blushes, and blend it in on the back of my hand and then apply the product that way. Because of its potted like texture, it's either more convenient just to use your hand or to dip a smaller brush in it and then blend it out on the back of your hand, so you can make sure that your brush has an even coat of the product before putting it onto the face. However, I will say it does blend really nicely into the skin, so it's not one of those types of formulations that does not blend at all and that's going to be patchy and hard to work with. It's just not as emollient and smooth in its formulation in terms of its blendability than the other three products that I'm going to talk about. Some highlights of this particular brand and the cream formula: it's cruelty-free, it is a long-wearing formula, it's vegan, gluten-free, the finish of the cream product is matte, and Lilah is a clean brand at Sephora. I do really still enjoy these cream products. I do still wear them and I do still recommend them. I think they're beautiful. Just like I said, compared to the other three blushes that we have left, I like them a little bit more than these. Okay, so coming in at the number 3 spot, we're gonna have our Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blushes. These do retail for $20 and it does come in 10 shades. And oh, I fell so hard in love with these when they first came out. I wore them pretty much all through the summer as well. It was between the Lilah and the Fenty Beauty cream blushes last summer, but like I definitely reached for my Fenty ones more often. I did do a full review on these blushes, so I will link that for you. Some highlights of these blushes is that they have a natural finish. It's a community favorite. They're cruelty-free and vegan. The products or the cream blushes are vegan and cruelty-free as well. These particular blushes are going to be sweat and water resistant, and they're not going to feel sticky or greasy. I'm actually wearing one of them on my cheeks today. So the blush I have on my cheeks is Rosé Latte. That is the blush that we have here. And I would say about this formulation, it's going to be not nearly as dewy as the Merit, but not nearly as matte and kind of dry feeling as the Lilah. So here is a swatch of Rosé Latte, which is on my cheeks. And as you can see, in my opinion, it says that the formulation is sheer, but I don't think the formulation is sheer. I do feel like the formulation can be sheared out, or you can actually build up the color, which I really, really do enjoy with these cream blushes. I can go for, you know, a light wash of color on the cheeks, or I can actually build them up with some intensity. Like today, when I applied Rosé Latte, I actually packed on a nice amount, not intentionally, but then I was able to easily blend it into the skin, blend out the color. I can use my fingers with these blushes. I can also blend it in with a brush. Like today, I went in with the Refer number 17 brush, and it's just beautiful. I love the glow that is left on the cheeks. So I did not apply highlight today, and I feel like I have like a nice glow on my cheeks because of the blushes. I can't say enough about these blushes. I think they are just so pretty. And the colors are just amazing. So here is Daiquiri Dip, Summertime Wine. Oh, that's such a favorite of mine for like the fall season. Cannot get enough. Drama Class, so it was this purple shade. And I remember looking at it at first and being like, ooh, I don't know about that. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite shades because it's not purple like you think. And when you pair that with like a beautiful eye look, so, so pretty. Then we have one of my absolute favorites, Strawberry Drip. Fuego Flush was another one that I wore, and oh my gosh, y'all, wearing this with Cognac Candy, the Fenty Diamond Balm. You talking about glowing from the gods. Get you some. That combination is bomb. These are all of the shades that I do have, and I just think they are stunning. Actually, I do have another one. They came out with this Fenty Glow shade that was in a, I think it was a limited edition little mini set, but I will swatch that for you because I don't know if they're actually still selling it, but here is Fenty Glow. So it's supposed to be the same shade as the Fenty Glow lip gloss, the original gloss shade. But as you can see from the swatches, I really do enjoy the colors that they have here. I think the colors are nice and fun, very representative of summer and spring. But they're very blendable. They're, like I said, they are in between, a really good in between the Merit Balm that's like really dewy and sheer, not nearly as matte, kind of dry like the Lilah B, has a nice consistency. I would say the most user-friendly of the three that we've been talking about. Fenty is like, it's just a beautiful formulation. Still one that I love, that I would recommend. It's gorgeous. And I think what's fun about the Fenty one are the shades. The shades are definitely not your traditional cream blush shades, but they're beautiful on the skin. Okay, down to the top two. And this is where, like, seriously, you all, I cannot make a decision. I really cannot, because they're both formulation-wise, they're both are amazing. I still don't know who really should fall in the #2 spot and who really should fall in the #1 spot. I just can't tell you this. So what I'm gonna do is, this is probably breaking the rules. I'm just gonna call it both. Like, these are #1s for me. Like I said, they're both falling in at #1 for me. So just because I'm gonna talk about this one brand before the other one, they're both falling in at #1. So we start out with LYS Beauty. Oh my goodness. So this is the higher standard satin matte cream blush. They retail for $16 and they come in 6 shades. Some highlights of the brand and the blushes: it's vegan, obviously a cream formula, has a satin finish. It's a clean at Sephora brand. They are fragrance free and they are best for dry, combination, and normal skin. So it's a clean, high pigment, non-greasy satin matte blush with a buildable creamy formula that gives the skin a natural flush. This brand packs their products with just the best ingredients, offers the products in unique packaging like this triangle, but then also offers them at a very affordable price. $16 for just the most beautiful formulation. The formula says that they are matte, but it is so true that it does leave a nice, beautiful radiance onto the skin. So we have this shade called Empower. Of course, I love to mention this because I think it's just so important to mention. This is the first Black-owned clean brand at Sephora. And, you know, for some people, they may get tired of hearing that, but this is literally history being made. So I'm gonna keep repeating it because I don't think we should take that lightly. This next shade is going to be Self-Love. And of course, I love, you know, the shade names. They're just so encouraging and empowering. And that's one of the things that the brand wants you to know. We have Confidence. And like the description said, these are very pigmented. You can blend these products in with your fingers or a brush, but I'm telling you, if you don't like a pigmented blush, you don't want to put this on. Then we have Passion. Such a beautiful bright shade. I think I've used this shade the most, Inspire. And I've been using this one a lot lately for like just lighter flush of color on the cheeks. We have Kindness. So these are all the shades of the cream blushes. And like I said, even though the formulation is stated to be matte, it leaves a really nice radiance on the skin. I really feel like you cannot go wrong with this formulation because although it is pigmented, they do blend into the skin and they do blend very well. So even if you apply too much, because I have, it's nothing for me to just blend it into the skin, maybe take a little bit of powder, buff that area. They last so beautifully. They also don't have to be set with powder. The only one of these blushes that I've talked about so far that I would encourage you to set with the powder so it can have lasting power would be the Merit blush. All of the other ones, Fenty and Lilah B and now LYS, you do not have to set with a powder for them to last. They have really good lasting power. I cannot say enough about these blushes. Like when I tried these blushes for the first time, I was like, oh, I already know. Holy grail status. You will be in my 2021 Best of Beauty video. Like, I can't say enough about them. And then to also know that the formulation of them is just spectacular in terms of you having unique ingredients that are really gonna help the skin be in your blush. I just can't. I love these blushes so much. I have been wearing them nonstop since I've gotten them, and I continue to wear them. The only reason why I didn't wear them today is because I was like, I haven't worn the Fenty ones in a while. Let me put the Fenty ones on. But these blushes are a standout from the brand. And then lastly, we have the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Melting Cream Blush. They do retail for $21 and we get 5 shades. Some highlights from the brand are going to be they are formulated without parabens, they leave a satin finish, it's vegan, it's going to be best for dry combo normal skin, and it does provide light coverage. So it's a breakthrough mistake-proof liquid-like cream blush that melts into a second skin for the most natural looking wash of soft focus color. This blush also claims to be water resistant, and it's going to have a non-greasy, weightless type of formula. So first of all, I think the packaging is just so stinking cute. I love the gold inner rim that comes with it. And like every time I open this, I'm like, oh, it's just so pretty. That's just me, because I like pretty things. With the actual formulation of it, it feels so buttery smooth when you place your finger into it and just feel the formula. It feels very, like I said, buttery smooth, almost like velvety-like, but more buttery than velvety. So we have Nearly Rose. This is, I feel like I've worn this shade probably the most out of the 5 shades. Nearly Berry. Nearly Neutral, I would say is probably like my second. I've worn this the second most, because Nearly Neutral, if I don't know what color blush to wear, Nearly Neutral works every time. Like, it is a beautiful neutral blush, but it actually shows up on the skin, which I really, really do enjoy. Nearly Mauve. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I love to wear Nearly Mauve when I have like my cooler tone looks. Oh, it's just juicy and good. Sorry guys, I didn't realize I put that over that. Here's Nearly Apricot right here. Here's Nearly Mauve again. Sorry, I put them two over each other. Okay, so that's just a blob here in the middle. Let's ignore it. So here are the 5 shades that I have. Sorry for the sloppy swatches. As you can see in its formulation, these definitely, I feel, are going to be more sheer than the LYS Beauty blushes. They're also going to be more sheer than the Lilah B ones, but they're very beautiful. Like I said, buttery, almost velvety-like in its formulation, and they leave such a beautiful sheen on the cheeks. So what I like to do is I'll go in with one of the LYS cream blushes, and I will take that and I would like to apply that kind of higher up on the cheek. And then I'll sometimes go in with a Rare Beauty blush, and then I'll take that and just pack it right here on the cheeks. Oh my gosh, it's just, the combination of the two is just flawless. Both leave a radiance on the cheeks, but because the Rare Beauty blushes are gonna have a little bit more emolliency, I think that's a word, it just gives me a beautiful pop of like sheen on the cheeks, kind of makes the cheeks come alive. I just can't with these two. Colors I think are beautiful. They're standard colors. I think there's one for everyone. And I feel like these are shades that can show up on a plethora of complexions. Now, I will say this, for people with deeper complexions, I do feel like the LYS Beauty blushes are gonna have the depth that will show up on your rich skin. I feel like for the Rare Beauty blushes, you only have this one shade right here, Nearly Berry, that could probably definitely show up on your skin. Also, potentially Nearly Rose could show up on your skin and, you know, not just be this hint of color. With Lilah B, I definitely feel like the richer shades will show up on deeper complexions, especially too because it is a more matte formula, and it does, and the consistency is a little bit more thick. I think that the deeper shades in the Lilah B shades will definitely show up on deeper complexions. I feel like for Merit, if you have a deeper, rich complexion, just steer clear because the formulation is so transparent and then the shades on top of that aren't really too deep. I feel like if you like blush and you really want your blush to show, Merit is just not going to be the brand for you. And like I mentioned also, even if you are of a lighter complexion, if you just like a really prominent blush, Merit's not going to give it to you. And then with Fenty, I feel like Fenty does have some shades that will show up on deeper complexions. And like I said, that formulation is quite buildable, so you can build it up to the intensity that you do want. These are how I rank these blushes. I think this is definitely the year and the season of cream blushes. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave in the comment section below what your favorite cream blush is. And if you made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, definitely consider clicking that subscribe button and joining the Glam Girls squad, because we'd love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.